Okay. Good evening. Good evening, Chief. Good evening, Sandra, Nadia.
Good evening.
Good
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah. So a quick audio test before we begin.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Audio. Mm. Okay. So Sandra, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right. Chief, I hope we are loud and
Hello.
clear.
Yes,
Your
I can
network.
hear very loudly and it's clear.
Okay. So
I'm in a
because you are
moving vehicle, but
there's a part where you
but
give an address. So what do we do when we get there?
oh, we'll give the address. You
Okay,
know me and my
okay.
addresses. My address is 2 minutes or one
Ah,
second.
okay. Okay,
I'll
Chief.
just welcome them and ask that we all comport ourselves, and that's all, and
Okay,
have a
Chief.
good discussion.
Okay, Chief.
It's just an opening remark. Yeah.
Okay, Chief. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you.
I hope the
So,
network will be better because I'm getting close to Kumasi. I was moving from Konongo.
uh,
I'm at Udiub now. I'm at Udiub.
oh, okay. Oh,
So
then
I think
from
that
that area
by
onwards,
the
the
time
network
we,
is good.
yes, it should be better. Yes. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right.
Moderator for tomorrow and Saturday are also online. Dr. Weteba,
Great.
welcome, sir. Uh,
Thank you, sir.
okay. Nadia, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you all for joining. So I'm going to admit them and then in 3 minutes we can start.
Great.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mm.
Can we start? Sandra, please, can we start?
I think Ohene wanted to say something before we kickstart. Is he here with us?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just working on sending an SMS broadcast out
Oh, okay.
to remind them.
Okay.
So
So I think, yeah, I think we can start and then you can do your SMS. I'll take over and then you do your SMS.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
please,
fine.
let's start. Let's start.
Thank you very much. Right, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you. And we are not in church, but then God bless you for joining. Thank you so much. So, as we have advertised already, manifesto readings begin today and will stretch on to Saturday. Very soon we'll be broadcasting and many others will be joining us. We are broadcasting live on YouTube. Should we get to the maximum capacity that the Zoom can take, we'll be sending out the YouTube link as well so that anybody that falls outside that capacity can join on YouTube. So our moderator for today is Miss Sandra Apiakubi. She is affiliated to our fraternity, but currently domiciled in the UK. Yes, in the land of the king. Sandra has an MSc in molecular medicine from the University of Aberdeen, UK. Currently, she's a doctoral candidate in forensic genetics with the University of Central Lancashire, UK. So we are going to really look at our international exposure today. So Sandra, this is the people of Gamls, and we are at your service.
Thank you so much, Ohene, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to moderate this manifesto presentation. I'm actually a member of GAMS as well, and every year we try to elect new executives to lead a prestigious organization. So I'm happy to be here, and we are going to make it quick so that we can hear the presentations that our aspiring candidates have for us today. Thank you so much again. And I want to say a very big welcome to everyone here. I want to say welcome to the EC, the chairperson, every GAMS executives and all members of GAMS that are gathered here this evening to witness the manifesto presentation from our general secretary. So thank you so much again. And today we have our outline for today, and then I'll call on our sister, Miss Nadia, to say an opening prayer for us, and then we begin the whole show. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sandra Apiakubi. Shall we have our opening prayer then? So, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for our lives and how far you've brought us. Father Lord, as we gather virtually today for this important meeting focused on enhancing medical laboratory practice through innovative technology, we come before you with gratitude for the opportunity to convene, collaborate, and explore ways to advance our profession for the betterment of healthcare. We acknowledge your wisdom and guidance in the development of innovative technologies that continue to revolutionize medical laboratory practice. May your presence be felt among us as we engage in discussions, make decisions, and seek ways to improve our services through cutting-edge solutions. Grant us clarity of mind, unity of purpose, and a spirit of teamwork as we proceed through this meeting, and bless each participant with the inspiration and insight to contribute positively to the conversation. In Jesus' name, I pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Amen. That was a powerful prayer by Miss Nadia. Okay, so the game is about to begin, and I'm going to set some ground rules. It's an online manifesto presentation, and that we need to make sure that every presentation by our aspiring candidates are being heard and understood very well. So I have 8 ground rules. I will let please pay attention to each and every ground rule I'm about to read out. So I'm going to read from my phone, so don't be worried if my head is a bit down. Thank you. So ground rule number 1, all cameras and microphones will be closed and muted, except that of the moderator, chairman, and aspirants. Number 2, the chat room should be kept free for chatters unless you have a question to ask. This is to enable visibility of questions for moderator to see all and read them out. Number 3, members on YouTube can also type their questions in the YouTube chat room and to be read and answered. Ground rule number 4, in the event of strong network receptions, members should raise their hands and ask questions. Let's be advised to keep questions concise and straight to the point, as short as possible. Number 5, questions should be free of personal attacks and unfounded allegations. The forum for inquiries is NEC. Any person with such a matter should please write officially to NEC, stating clearly the basis of the inquiry. Please be respectful to one another, to the profession. We have only one Gamls and we have to protect it. Ground rule number 6, all questions should be based on issues raised during the manifesto presentation. Issues based only. Number 7, the moderator reserves the right to disallow a question that is deemed an attack on the aspirant's person or the administration. The last but not the least, aspirants should have 20 minutes to present their manifestos and 30 minutes to respond to questions. I hope everybody heard me clearly about the ground rules.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you too. Okay. So we will take a quick remark from our chairman, the EC chairperson, Mr. Festus Kofi Schroeder. If Mr. Festus is here with us, please give us a short opening remark before we kickstart on our presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sandra, for this opportunity. Thank you very much, Ms. Sandra, for setting this engagement. I want to start by thanking everyone for heeding to this call and coming online to be a part of this evening's engagement. I want to say that it is just time for us to step up and offer ourselves to lead our noble profession. Let us use this time as a time of sharing our ideas and policies that we think would help improve the status of our profession. Is dynamic and is growing from doubled as a union and also a professional body. We want to move ahead and ensure that we are growing to the point where even we have an institute to run the profession. This evening, I will not talk much. Like the ground rules have been set, let us all together ensure that we follow the ground rules, and let's have a very good discussion for the various positions that have been set out for today. I know today we are having the General Secretary and the Financial Secretaries. Tomorrow we'll continue for the others. Let's have a very fruitful evening and welcome to everybody. Thank you very much. And over.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Thank you for the honorable words you said to all members here of Gamls. Okay, so I want to set the ball rolling. It's time for our manifesto presentations from our aspirants. We have the General Secretary, and then the Financial Secretary here with us. I don't want to waste time, so we'll call on Dr. Solomon Jiwonu-Kwashi, aspiring for the General Secretary position. You have 20 minutes to outline your policies for Gamls, and then you have 30 minutes Q&As as well. So the ball is in your court. Kindly begin and let us hear what you have for us. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Solomon. Hello, Doc. You are muted.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, great.
So my name is Dr. Solomon Jiwonu-Kwashi,
okay,
a young medical laboratory scientist who is currently the Deputy Quality Manager of the Korle Bu Central Laboratory. I have served this profession in several roles, playing several roles, including serving as a support administrative staff of the Secretariat when one staff resigned some time ago, around 2012. I have also served on several committees, including the Salaries Committee in 2014. I have served as a regional secretary from 2014 to 2018, a vice chairperson for Greater Accra from 2018 to 2020, and you gave me the opportunity to serve as your general secretary from 2020 up to date. These are few of my attributes. I am a very reliable person. I am a team player. I am visionary. I am focused. I am clear in my mind as to what to do. I am a resourceful person, courageous and assertive. Now, these are my few academic credentials. I hold an MPhil in medical microbiology from University of Ghana, a Doctor of Medical Laboratory Science degree from University for Development Studies. I hold a BSc in Medical Laboratory Science from University of Ghana, a BSc in Public Health and Allied Sciences with option in Health Informatics from University of Ghana. I also hold a diploma in Medical Laboratory Science from University of Ghana. I hold certificate in Strategic Marketing and Customer Value Management from the Presby University of Ghana, and also certificate in Health Administration and Management from the same Presby University, certificate in Public Relations and Strategic Communications from the Presby University of Ghana. I hold several online CPD certificates, including Human Resource for Health Administration, among others. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I display on the screen roles, some of the roles I have played. So for about 4 months, I played administrative role, managing the secretariat when there was no staff in 2012. And I'm grateful to MLS Augustine Sowa, who gave me the opportunity and released me from the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital to serve in that role. And that gave me the opportunity to be useful to the professional body. And I served on several other committees, and I've displayed them here. I have worked as a technical officer who helped in the job re-evaluation for the technical officer grade. I have served as secretary in Greater Accra, vice chairman. I currently serve as a general secretary. I was a member of a 3-member committee that wrote the document that was delivered to the Parliament of Ghana on the CAT issues, and I served as the secretary of that committee. I also have played a role in all congresses from 2012, serving as an administrative officer. I am currently a rep on the Federation of West African Professional Lab Associations and serving as a member of the team to host a conference for that organization. I have also worked on several technical working groups generating key documents for medical laboratory science in Ghana. I contributed to the constitution of MELPU, mobilized members for MELPU. I led Greater Accra region to host IBLS Day, and we had sponsorship from WHO to run that program in 2019. Now, I'll share with you few ideas. The role of the General Secretary is to serve as the administrator of the professional body, organize meetings, ensure that records of the professional body are met, and also ensure that communication with members is up. And this is what I have done over the years. What new things am I bringing on board? It is important that we know that quality is an improving or an ever-evolving process. So the same things I have done are the same things that I'm going to work and also ensure that I do better than before. So one of the first things I will do is to ensure that members' voice are heard so that information goes out regularly to ensure that members are updated and they are able to also contribute to shaping the ideas of leadership, because leadership doesn't know all. I'm going to also ensure that members are empowered through professional development. What we have been doing in the past is to open doors for programs, for mentorship programs for members. So I am going to facilitate this together with the team that will be formed in the next administration so that members will have opportunities, scout for these opportunities all around for members to get. I am happy when I go to organizations and I see members and they say, I am here because Gamls gave us the opportunity. And this is what we are for. One of the things I would encourage and advocate for working with a team is to highlight innovation among ourselves so that we become innovative, forming an innovators club that people will come with ideas, build upon it to change our structures and also the lab fraternity. And that will give us opportunity to share this at conferences. We'll also work together with the team to ensure that we advocate for the significance of medical laboratory science in healthcare. It is important that we continue to let the world know who we are, what we stand for, what we can offer. And this will help duty bearers and the public to also contribute to our growth. Another thing is that this administration worked to ensure that we rebuilt a website for the association because the previous one was hacked. And so we are going to work together as a team to bring new features on the website. The Lab Educate platform will give opportunities for members to learn on the website so that CPDs will not be things that we'll struggle with. We can go there and learn from the website. I also advocate together for the team to understand that we need to mentor the new generation and also try to reshape the old generation so that they can be available to mentor. So we'll try and bring people together as mentors, form an academy where we can get the young empowered. Over the years, you realize that during this administration, we've been able to improve the association conferences. And so conferences has become better than before. We've learned from the past and have grown upon it. We are going to work together to ensure that our conferences are more scientific, where we bring innovations, researches, and ideas from members and other allied organizations to help learn from the new technologies that are evolving in medical laboratory science and healthcare. I would also advocate strongly to NEC for us to work with the Allied Health Professions Council to introduce certain courses in medical laboratory science. I've had the opportunity to learn some other courses apart from medical laboratory science, and you realize that they teach you about the industry. in our training, we are not taught about the health industry of Ghana or the health system of Ghana. I will lead an advocacy for us to review curriculum so that we learn about global health systems, the health system of Ghana, and this will also delve into the health system of laboratories in Ghana. This will shape our knowledge and build the knowledge of the professionals so that we have a broad-based knowledge on health, not only in medical laboratory science. I also advocate for a review of the curriculum to also embody the professional body knowledge, unionism, and the management of medical laboratory science, and also the role of medical laboratory science. You realize that over the years, we are breaking new grounds. We are having people serving high positions. It is good we let people know that these positions are available. This is how you can conduct yourself and equip yourself to prepare for those opportunities. So this is one of the things I will advocate for. I will advocate for introduction of quality management system training at the undergraduate level. Most of us have been introduced to quality management system in bits and pieces, but it is not a structured program when you go to the training institution. One of the advocacy I would lead together with NEC and my team is to ensure that we have this training as part of the curriculum and we get people to train. As part of this, it will bridge the gap between the practitioners on the bench and academia so that we can have knowledge sharing. Currently, we have colleagues teaching in academia who don't relate much to the bench, and it's a disconnect. And these things will bring a bridge of that gap. I also work with NEC to introduce an annual public lecture so that we can contribute to key national issues regarding health and other important areas of our social life so that we can also shape policy and also contribute to advocacy in diverse areas apart from medical laboratory science. So in conclusion, I present myself as a dedicated member. From the profile I have shared with you, I am a well-groomed person. I have served under several leaders of medical laboratory science in Ghana, and this has equipped me. I think Gamls has created the new Solomon who has contributed in various areas, and I'm available. Come the election day, I employ all of us to vote yes massively for Solomon so that we can deliver the best for this professional body. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Solomon, for your presentation. And it's time for Q&A. So like I said, for the ground rules, if you want to ask a question, raise your hands and they are going to be called. Or you just drop a quick question on the chat and it's going to be read to you. So I'm going to ask my first question. So Dr. Solomon, I've heard all your ideas you want to bring on board for our prestigious organization. Yeah. I want to ask, have you ever been a general secretary of and maybe an institution or an association? Have you ever been a general secretary before? Maybe, do you have the skill? I mean, do you have maybe a little experience on general secretary, maybe anywhere?
All right, sorry, I had some network challenges. I'm back now.
Okay, so I'm just trying to ask whether you have been a general secretary before in any association or any organization.
Okay, so as I already mentioned, this role is the first I have ever taken as a secretary, and I have learned from becoming a secretary at the regional level, a vice chairman, and so all this have equipped me, and I think I have demonstrated leadership and innovation as a general secretary.
Okay, so you work and you want to take up this position as well. I heard that you work at the Kolebu lab. I think, yeah, I heard something like that. So then how are you going to multitask if you have a job already and you're taking up this position? How are you going to handle these two jobs together? Because obviously these two jobs are really packed. How are you going to multitask within these two jobs?
All right. So I have been doing this, not leaving my job as a quality officer at the central lab. I have played this role concurrently, and I have demonstrated I am somebody who is multitasked. And if you look at my profile, you realize that as a young man, I have achieved a lot of things. It's a gift from God. I am able to multitask, sacrifice a lot, and do a lot of things at the same time. And that is what has kept me here. And so.
Okay. So then how are you going to handle confidentiality information? How are you going to handle all that? Because being a general secretary, of course, you're going to hear a lot of things. As a general secretary, how are you going to handle confidentiality?
So I don't have to handle information confidential because I'm a general secretary. One of the attributes of a medical laboratory scientist, for that matter, a health professional, is to ensure that confidentiality of information is kept. I am a strong advocate. If you listen or you check my background, I am a strong advocate at the national executive level and even executive level for people to keep information confidential. So it is something that is already being practiced by me, something that I advocate for, and this is not a new attribute I'm going to learn.
Great answer. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we have Mr. Eric here, Mr. Eric Asante. Please ask your question, please.
Okay, good evening to you all. And thank you very much, Solo, for availing yourself for the association once again. I would want to know, since the universities are autonomous, if you want them to review their curriculum, it would first have to go to the academic board. And we have a lot of institutions who are running MedLab. Are you going to all these institutions one by one and advocate for them to review their curriculum? Or no, how are you going to go about it? How will you do it for them to review the curriculum and add the courses that you are talking about? Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Solomon.
Okay, so you realize that our administration advocated for the implementation of the harmonized curriculum by the West African Health Organization. And so the structures have already been laid. The Allied Health Profession Council is mandated to ensure that curriculum is in sync with practice. And so the advocacy would go through the Allied Health Professions Council for them to understand the need for some of these things. And this will make it a mandatory requirement for institutions to go in the direction of the council. Notwithstanding the direction of the Allied Health Professions Council, it is also good that we get the universities to understand this idea. We are churning out professionals, and the professionals have to fit into industry. So given these new ideas, they will understand the need. And when we put our voice together to it, they will understand the need to get the direction of the council implemented. Thank you, and over.
Thank you so much, Dr. Solomon. And we have Fahas. Are you here with us? Kindly unmute yourself and ask your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm there. I am Alasan Abdul Fattah, a medical laboratory scientist in Palbe in the Savannah region. Please, I want to ask Mr. Solomon, first of all, I have to congratulate him for availing himself for the General Secretary position. With regards to Gamls, I want to know, because they work hand in hand with the allied health profession. And one of the tedious things of the allied health profession is that when students finish and write their exams, you will see that some of them later they were chasing the allied health for their certificates and pins. They try all their best, and you have to also see somebody from the allied health to then print your pin for you. What will he do or collaborate with the allied health profession to be able to print certificates just like the national service personnel they are doing? They give you your certificate online, and you can also go and pick the hard copy. What will he do towards that? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fahaz. Dr. Solomon.
All right. Thank you. Sorry, it is raining currently where I am, and there will be some background noise.
Okay, thank you.
Those of you who have dealt with the National Secretariat will attest to the fact the role the National Secretariat, including myself, have played. Even today, I have helped one of our colleagues who had challenges paying for her licensure exam to go through the process. And so the Secretariat, even though it's not an administrative body of the Allied Health Profession Council, knowing that we serve the needs of members, we work together with the council. And because we are even closer to them, we use our staff to be a gap between the members and the council. What we can do is we can do a small survey to let know the needs of members regarding the operations of the Allied Health Professions Council. Then we use this as a tool for advocacy. Information management technology is changing, and I think it's good if the council can have your certificate on the portal, which can be marked appropriately and give you the final one that is also marked. And the fact that the council has brought a system for verification of certificates and pins, I think these are new things. If we advocate rightly and meet them, they would accept it. So we are ready to work in that direction. Thank you very much. Over.
Great. Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Abdul Latif, if you're here with us, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, moderator. Dr. Solomon, congratulations for availing yourself for another term of office as General Secretary, and well done for the numerous activities you have spearheaded as a General Secretary of Gamls. I would ask, for you as General Secretary of Gamls working in Kolebu Teaching Hospital Central Laboratory, what do you say has been your role as General Secretary vis-a-vis the struggle for independence, quote and unquote, in Kolebu Teaching Hospital, i.e. including our headship and then directorship in Kolebu Teaching Hospital? What has been your role so far, and what do you intend doing going forward to help the association or to help the chapter to achieve these great feats?
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much for that question. So at the facility level, I have played significant role in advocating for the right structures for our leadership. And so even as a technical officer then, I remember meeting the Kolebu management in a meeting with the seniors, and I demonstrated courage and pointed out loopholes in communication from management. That demonstrates my contributions at the hospital level. Because of my resourcefulness and the gift from God, I have been part of many meetings, even from the days being a technical officer, and that has equipped me to the level I am today. With regards to the current Allied Health Director struggles in Kolebu, at the national level, what we did was that Gamls was the first professional body to write to the ministry on the 12th of July or so, writing to the ministry, drawing attention of the ministry and the board of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital to the gap in their appointment. And that necessitated the Minister of Health to hold the hospital from further going on with the advert and appointments of a deputy director for Allied Health. And the good thing is that members and other professions in the hospital contributed further for us to have a directive from the minister to have expansion of this directorate to all the other facilities. So there's remarkable evidence on the ground. And as I mentioned earlier, I was among 3 people who wrote the document that was read at the Ministry of Health, putting all this knowledge together to ensure that we had audience from the ministry. That is what I have played roles in. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the great answer. We have some questions from the chat from MLS Alfred. MLS Alfred wants to know that over the years, there seems to be a disconnect between the GAMS National Secretariat and the various regional secretariats in terms of information sharing and mentorship. How would you empower them and mentor the regional secretariats to bridge this gap when you are voted as genius again? Thank you. Dr. Solomon, please.
Okay, so that's a good question. And you can attest from the regional secretaries that when I was voted as the general secretary, I attempted to organize them on a platform to ensure that information is shared with them. There are some things that I will not share here. There were some obstacles that made me abandon that from some quarters. But these are things that I will engage further with new administration. One of the things that I am proposing is that when we are elected as executive, we have to ensure that we are trained to ensure that we understand the vision of the professional body rather than trying to bring our own ideas. One of the things I would strongly propose is that not only for the secretaries, all of us, including the next, will have to be trained in corporate governance and administration so that they understand the need for information flow. Beyond this, I'm going to reactivate a particular platform for the secretaries and ensure that they are trained. There's the need for succession. I am a product of grooming and training and mentorship. It behoves on me to ensure that the next person who comes to hold this office is competent enough to meet the need of the professional body. So this is something that I'll strongly go back to and try to change the mindset of some of the people who didn't understand this concept to know that there's the need for us to do this and do it well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Solomon, try and then keep it short for us because we have the last 2 questions I'm about to ask, and then we can move on to the next aspirant. So, Dr. Mopopo, are you here with us? Kindly unmute yourself and please keep it short for us. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Madam Moderator.
You're welcome.
So, my brother, Dr. Kwashi, congratulations. So my question is in 3 folds. You indicated that you played a role in putting together the Melpu Constitution. And some of us are of the view that having the General Secretary of the Union being a permanent position is defective. Please, did you play a role in that regard, or that place you made no contribution? And if not, what is your position about making the General Secretary of the Union position a permanent one for an individual, where other very resourceful colleagues may be available to contribute? Secondly, from your profile, you have played diverse roles in planning Congress from 2012 till date. There is this school of thought that Congress should have 0 Ghana cedis of registration fee. Being somebody with over a decade experience in planning Congress, do you think this is feasible or it is not? I want your view on that. And then the third one, your tenure as the General Secretary for the past 4 years has been great. Personally, as a chapter chair, my relationship, interaction, how you've been able to facilitate administrative processes has been awesome. I would have thought, as the president wasn't going, you would have thought of climbing the ladder and then contesting the presidency. Why the third term of General Secretary and not the ultimate of being the association president? The people of CCTH want to know. Thank you.
Dr. Solomon, are you here with us? Kindly keep it short for us, please. You have just 5 minutes left, so please.
All right, thanks for the question. So, so let me say that the final constitution of MELPU, with the information you are sharing, there was some further work by a group of people, which I wasn't part of it. But the constitution I contributed to, I don't remember seeing what you mentioned as a General Secretary for a lifetime in that. You know, constitutions are for members. And if the members see a need for review of constitution, fair enough. What I would advise is that we bring these issues up formally to the leadership of the union, justify it properly, and let it be done according to the will of the people. With regards to Congress registration fee, I think it is good that people are ambitious. But for me, the reality is that Congress cannot be entirely free because of what goes into Congress. I remember in 2019 at Girapa, we had challenges and we're even locked up, and the police have to stop us from leaving Congress because leadership then could not pay for Congress, the fee to the hotel. These are some of the things we learned from doing our administration, and we made efforts to pay ahead of time. And also in our administration, we work to ensure that we get more sponsorship. There's a need for us to ensure that we are not very political with issues. I have my reservation about some of those policies, but people are proposing it. I hope that we get the opportunity. When it is free, it's good for us, but that may not be the reality unless we are able to surmount some of the pressures on our finances going into the future. So I would say progressively, we can look at it.
Great.
With regards to why not going for the presidency, I think I am a young person who have contributed in a particular area. I believe that I have to finish very well. New people will come in, share ideas with them, build it. Going into the future with your support, I believe one day I can lead the association to advance its goals and vision. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Solomon. You just have 2 minutes left, but I'm going to give Edward K. Just the last question for you. So, Mr. Edward, can you please ask your question? Please keep it short because you just have about 2 minutes left. You just ask a short question and then Dr. Solomon will just answer real quick and then we move to the next aspirant. Thank you. Edward, please unmute yourself and then speak, please.
Yeah,
Okay, so if
yeah,
okay,
hello.
Edward, okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'm here.
Yeah.
You just unmuted me.
Okay, great.
I was blocked. Okay, so good evening. Nice presentation, Solo. This is your third term. So looking back, what were some of the challenges you faced, and then going forward, how do you think you are going to surmount those challenges? And then again, what do you think are your shortfalls during your previous what is it called, office you held? What are some of the major challenges? If you can enumerate like 3, and then moving forward, how are you going to surmount them? Thank you very much.
All right. So if I got you right, you asked 3 shortfalls. And the first one is raining, so I didn't hear it very well. If you can come back again.
Challenges. Let's talk about challenges.
Okay. So I can say that these are not challenges. I am a quality person. And in quality, we see challenges as opportunities for improvement. And so these were opportunities for members to want good for the professional body. I think linking that to your second question, I think some of the things that came late was about updating members based on some of the challenges we face as an administration with some key people. Information flow at the initial stages were not as previously. We had to surmount and break some barriers forcefully to ensure that members get information. Those are the few I can talk about. In team building, there are a few struggles, and you have to fight, not because you just want to fight for a good cause, and also build a team together. At the initial stages, the team building process was a bit shaky, but we were able to understand ourselves, and that shaped our leadership and the things we've done for the professional body. So these are the few things I can remember. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's quickly go to the chat and then read some few questions there. Okay. Congratulations from Dr. Savoy said, congratulations, Dr. Solomon Kwashi. Solid profile, properly mentored and prepared for the job. Hopefully, Gamls will experience your full potential soon. And Peter Sean said, my question is, how will you choose the gap between the private lab people and Gamls? Because we are many. Another question again, please, is it currently possible to another agency to verify a person's membership using the website? And the last one, thank you, doctor. My question is over the years during, okay, I've read that already. Yeah, so Peace and David. David is asking about the membership using the website, and then Peace is asking about the gap between the private lab people and the Gamls because we are many. So kindly answer the 2 questions, and then we can say a very big thank you to you, and we call the next aspirant to speak. Thank you.
Okay, so if you read carefully the constitution of Gamls, provision has been made for private sector representation. So the composition of Gamls already has made a room for private sector. The challenge now is to organize the private sector members to a more formidable force that can contribute to the professional body. What we have done, we have started with a quasi-governmental organization like the military and the police service. We have engaged them together with the Greater Accra branch, and now
I think we are having a network problem. Okay, so I think we can move to the next aspirant. Okay, so Dr. Solomon, thank you so much for your presentation. Great questions were asked and you answered them well, and I want to say a very good luck to you. And let's take the next candidate, who is in the name of Dr. Mrs. Jennifer Adoleba for Financial Secretary. You have 20 minutes for your presentation and 30 minutes for your Q&A. Thank you. Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, great. So are you also going to share your screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Let's answer. Please, can you give me a moment?
Okay, okay.
Okay, so I believe Dr. Kwashi can have his last word before his line cuts.
Yeah. Mr. Solomon. Is he still having network issues? Okay.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, we can hear you now. Your 20 minutes have started, so please, yeah.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of our noble profession.
Good evening.
First of all, I would like to show appreciation to my fellow new members, NEC members, regional executives, and the entire membership of Gamls for the opportunity to serve you and the immense support given me during my tenure of office. Okay, so one may ask, who is Jennifer Adoleba? I'm a true servant of the medical laboratory profession with over 22 years of working experience. Currently, I'm the head of Civil Service Polyclinic Lab. I've also served Gamls in many capacities. I've served for 2 terms as the vice chairperson of the Greater Accra region, and also I've acted as a financial secretary. Okay, on the screen is my academic background. I started as a medical laboratory technician in the 1999 to 2001. I graduated, worked for a while, and then did my BSc from the year 2007 to 2010. I've also done I hold an MPhil in microbiology, which I obtained in the year 2015. 2013 to 2015. I also have other certificates as I have outlined on the screen. So professionally, as the saying goes, experience is the best teacher. I have been the National Financial Secretary from 2022 to 2024. I've also been the Financial Secretary for Greater Accra. Then when I was a student, I was the Health Secretary in the year 2002, December 2000.
Hello, Doc, please hold on a bit. Can you please take your presentation to the presentation mode for us? Just go down the screen and then click on the presentation mode down. Yeah, because it looks like you're showing us everything on the PowerPoint. So.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay. When you go to the notes, comments, the next one on maybe notes, comments, the next button should be the presentation mode, please. Great. Okay, please continue. So you can just go up and down if you want to. Kindly unmute yourself, please. We can't hear you.
All right. So I'm saying that with this particular engagement, me reading my manifesto, I would like to touch on 3 thematic areas. The first one being the Gamls social contract, where I mean I'll be touching on the previous manifesto promises I made earlier on. Then I'll give accounts of what I have achieved so far with the current new. Then also I will share with you my vision when I am given the next note. So the Gamls social, my previous manifesto promise. In my previous manifesto promise, I promised on granting a Provident Fund or creating Provident Fund for members. With this, I've been able to achieve over 2,000 members subscribing to it. However, out of the 2,000, we have about 1,116 who are in good standing, and we've managed to pay for them. The others are yet to be ratified. Secondly, I promised to increase the membership drive, and as I speak now, we've been able to mobilize over 3,000 members who are paying dues, and this has effectively affected the revenue by 60%. Thirdly, I also promised to give an audited account every year. This I've been able to do. My achievements with new. Upon assuming office, we were saddled with a lot of challenges. This, through hard work, we have been able to manage it and also improve the overall financial status. This we did through paying off some of the debts and also paying off some of our veterans whose land was used for the Secretariat building. We also managed to create a reserve fund. This reserve fund, we managed to, the purpose is for emergencies when monies are needed to do other projects. Also, we managed to develop the Secretariat building from the foundation level to the roof currently. Successfully, we have also been able to successfully litigated to return the Gamls land that were in dispute. These and many others are our achievements. We've also supported our college, the Ghana chapter, to enroll elected fellows. We've also printed a number of 50th anniversary T-shirts and cloths and distributed to members, almost all members across the nation. We've also managed to pay retirement benefits to all our retirees. Also, financial support to the regions. When we took over office, the regions were given 1,000 cedis, but we've managed to increase it from 1,000 to 3,005 and pay data for each regional executives. We've also ensured that regional subventions are paid immediately. Currently, we have paid up to the second quarter and are waiting payment from controllers so that we fulfill all righteousness. The vision. What is my vision? I'm looking at creating a financial management policy in that the institution of permanent financial framework. This seeks to address all financial protocols and standards instituted so far. This is to regiment the financial protocols and standards instituted so far, making them an integral part of our internal regulations. I also seek to require the finance. This is to be done with the Financial Secretary and NEC, and also engage our auditors and financial accounting experts to delimit our budgets and financial lines, setting quotas per percentage of our general and average income per month. This architecture will streamline budget lines and ensure a check-off system, which especially our statutory payments, leaving no room for compromise and others. The resultant effect will instill the highest financial standard and transparency. I also have in mind to institute a swift cash flow. This intervention seeks to improve cash flow, especially to the regions and other special organs of Gamls, to increase grassroots mobilization and inspire activism at every level in every arm of Gamls. It will also improve fiscal visibility and contingency planning of Gamls, financing whenever we need to financially prioritize activities. I also intend to educate members, organize literacy education for members, especially the regional financial secretaries, so that they will be up and knowing how to organize their reports. This will also be extended to all membership for them to sharpen their skills financially, in financial skills. The program will also provide financial literacy to all members and equip them both group and financial knowledge. I'll also give an update on our financial status to all members through Gamls All Call. The next is completion of the Gamls Secretariat. I must say this is a matter that is really on my heart that I really need to work on. Not only because of the obvious usable benefits, but also because the longer we keep, the more costly it becomes to do this. So I, as your financial secretary, when giving the nod, will adopt pragmatic measures to get it done, and also include the creation of reserve accounts to foster the completion of such projects. So in the picture on my extreme right is the financial secretary. Financial is the secretariat building, the proposed building. Then this is where we took over from. and where we have gotten, the stage where we have gotten to now. We are almost at the roofing stage. So this is how it will appear when we are finally done. My third vision is to provide permanent business interest. And I intend going into, not me, but moving Gamls, the entire membership, into bottled water business production. And this is the only major manifesto promise I've not been able to achieve. And it is an issue on my heart, which I really want to bring members on board and support me to do it. In that, we know when it comes to financing Gamls, we go for financial support, sponsorship here and there. Our dues is quite little to do all these projects. But if we have a permanent business in place, it will birth and give us more money so that we can run Gamls the way we want it to be. My next is the welfare, a holistic welfare for membership. And we all know that I believe that welfare in its holistic sense is what our members deserve. We all deserve a very good welfare scheme. I know members all over during as we share our campaign messages are worried about our welfare, how we handle our welfare system. I intend, so the professional body in its entirety should be able to take care of membership, both professionally and socially, during their active working life and also into their retirement. So I have three main issues on welfare. The Gamls Fund, this is already in place, and we intend to increase the amount to make it more juicy for members. So in so doing, I want to encourage all members who have not yet subscribed to do so, because we are going to increase the amount to make it well juicy for members. Then also lab cares. Recently new and the entire membership, we have the launch of a scholarship scheme that has been tailored to sponsor members undertake academic research, development, and specialty pursuits of importance to the profession now and in the future. This, we intend to fund it. Last, we outlined ways and means that this project will be funded. We also have the central welfare. This will satisfy all the wellness and welfare needs of members. Under this central welfare, we'll have the Gamls Medcare. This is a comprehensive healthcare cover for members and their immediate families. Also under the central welfare, we'll have Gamls Life Care, which is an insurance life policy that kicks to rescue members. Rescue members in times of natural disasters and the rest. Then the classic welfare, that's a social one, where Gamls steps in to pay statutory payments, welfare benefits to members when disaster strikes. Example, death of a spouse, a child, and so on. Then finally, under welfare, the credit union. I intend to work together with the credit union manager and the whole of NEC to strengthen and educate members, create awareness to help them increase their patronage through demand generation, generating activities such as regular educational campaigns, and on the potential benefits such as personal projects, financing members will be motivated to subscribe to. One would then, how do I intend to finance all this? I'll do this through statutory, whereby through membership dues. Since I took over office, we have taken the number of dues paying members to about 6,000 there, and we'll continue so that we'll increase revenue, and out of it, we can finance some of these visions. Then also incoming generating ventures like the permanent business I made mention of. When we have permanent business, we can do anything that we want to achieve. Also the development levy. As decided by Congress in 2019, every member has been levied to pay 10 Ghana cedis to enable us put up our secretariat. This we have not received. I repeat, we have not received since its inception in February. But all the same, we have managed to use the dues that we are paying to finance it gradually. It's delaying, but upon follow-ups, we have been promised that come next month, the arrears will be paid. And we promised that we'll be able to do the roofing and move the building forward and finally complete it. Also through financing will also be through donations. We'll seek for favors or donation from members who are willing to do so. Then also service for support initiative. We'll go all out to provide services to corporate bodies or entities. And in so doing, they also return in supporting us financially or in whichever means. So services like medical screening with health analytic reports, occupational health and safety assessments of the entities, their practice, etc., in order to boost their health and productivity. In conclusion, I have been able to help the current leadership to chalk significant achievements as your financial secretary. I believe that the experience gained has positioned me to be the obvious choice to lead Gamls to the next level. And so a vote for Adule is a vote for competence, consistent strategic thinker, and go-getter who serves you with integrity, commitment, transparency, and trust. God bless you, good people of Gamls, whom I'm privileged to serve. Long live Gamls. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adole. This is a very solid presentation. And I actually love the part that you're going to introduce something called lab cares. It's very, very important for the lab to care about its workers. Thank you so much for your presentation. We are going to take questions. Like as usual, I'll have to ask my question before other members come in. You're aspiring to be the financial secretary. How are you different from a treasurer?
Okay, as a financial secretary, my role is to oversee the financial administration of the National Association and keep the books and records intact and also prepare annual budgets. But I think the treasurer only keeps records of the financial transactions.
Great. Thank you so much. So we had a couple of questions on the chat to you. I'll start reading from Elikim. He said that, please, how can one join the Gamls Fund and the Gamls Credit Union?
Thank you very much. Okay, so there's an enrollment form that members who express interest are given for them to fill. Then from there, they get on board.
Okay, thank you.
To go into details, let me say you need to buy shares.
Okay.
You need to acquire some shares and contribute for a number of months. They also give loans, but you contribute for, I think, about 6 months where you then qualify for loan.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm going to read 2 questions to you now. So please take note of these 2 questions so you can answer both together. Okay, so Dr. Asibi is trying to thank you for your presentation. Then he said he wants to ask, from where you sit as financial secretary, looking at our finances, do you think it's currently feasible to organize free congress with feeding, souvenirs, among others, for all members without the association crashing? That is the first question. Question number 2, coming from MLS Alfred, is saying that over the years, the funds of the regional activities always delay, and there are reports that some regions don't account for funds given them. What have you done about it as FS? And what will you do to stop the delay in releasing funds and ensuring accountability when voted in? Lastly, will you support the call that Congress should be made free for all regional and chapter executives and not just only NEC members? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Okay, so going to the first question. And organizing Congress is very expensive. So I must say that when we took over office, our predecessors, they did well organizing congresses for us, but I realized that after Congress, there are debts to be paid. We even met some of the debts that we managed to clear. So we learned from that experience, and we decided that to create the reserve fund, whereby when it's time for Congress, we do prepayment to the hotel where we'll be organizing the Congress. So this has really helped us. I didn't know that we also run Congress and be in debt. So we can subsidize going forward. We can subsidize. That is when we have been able to achieve or done with all our projects, or majority of our projects, especially with the Secretariat building. The building there we intend to finish so that all our congresses will be organized there. When we do so, we are not going to be indebted to any hotel, pay any hotel bills and others. And also, we buying water and all those things. When the permanent business like the pure water factory is done, we will be producing our own water and perhaps drinks going forward. So it's a matter of time, but for now, I don't think it is possible. With time, we can be reducing the cost gradually, then it can go free. But for now, it's not possible, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Second question. I think you've answered both together, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's go to the
third one. Gam's work, I must say, is very sacrificial, and there are a lot of dangers involved. We organize NEC meetings, and executives have to travel from far and near. There are risks involved. So if once in a year, regional executives are given free Congress, I think it's in order, just to motivate them to do more for GAMS. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Abdul Latif, you raised your hand. Kindly unmute yourself and ask your question. Once you're done, kindly put your hands down, please. Abdul Latif. Abdul Latif, please, are you here with us? Okay. Eric Arthur, are you here with us, please? Kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, hello?
Okay, Abdul Latif, you're here. Okay.
Yes, sorry, I was struggling to unmute myself.
Sorry.
Thanks so much, Dr. Jennifer Adole. I must commend you for the number of works you have done. Looking back at 2020 when we left office, I can see clearly one of the major things you and your administration have done is to expand, not just increase, the membership base, which means also that an increase in the flow of funds to the association. And then also, I've also noticed that a number of more sponsors have also come on board. And so that means that on the face of it, Gamls should have a lot more resources to be able to undertake the various challenging activities. My question is, how would you, or how are you leveraging on this advantage to complete the Secretariat project, which is one of the key projects that is on the books of the association? And then from your estimates, how soon do you think we can complete this Secretariat project? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Latif. And thanks for the compliments. I think it's the good work you started, and we have built on it, and we'll continue building. And so as the plan goes, or what we have already started, we have funded the Secretariat building to where it is on membership dues. And by the grace of God, if by next month we are paid the rest, we also manage to use that religiously to finish it. It may not work, it will not complete it though, but we'll also continue to solicit for sponsorship from our sponsors and from individuals. This time we intend going to the diaspora, those outside, to get them on board so that by the close of next year, we'll be able to completely finish it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Eric Atta, kindly unmute yourself. I asked you to unmute, so let's see. Yeah, I've asked that you unmute yourself, so kindly unmute yourself.
All right. Good evening. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Please, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, you loud and clear.
Please, I would like to ask the FS, as much as she has stated that it's expensive to organize Congress, is she able to tell us what actually went into why we are being charged 1,000 cedis as registration this time around, which is different from what you pay as transportation, accommodation, and other expenses? Is she able to tell us again, what do those who come in physical appearance stand to gain better than those who are going to partake online? And so that gap of amount as we been told to pay. Also, I would like to find out if it's possible, since congresses are being sponsored, usually what is an estimate of figures as far as sponsorship received by Gamls is concerned? How much do they sponsors usually bring on board? Is it in kind? And if it's in cash, estimatedly or at other occasions, how much does FS receive in respect to that? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So this year's Congress, as you rightly said, on-site participation is 1,000 cedis. 1,000 in the sense that we wrote a letter to the ministries to sponsor our members at a tune of 4,500 cedis, exclusive of TNT and other payments. So the 1,000 cedis is for sponsored, the sponsored. Fine, we know there are other facilities that may not be sponsored. So we have made provision for online participation, which is just 100 cedis. So what you ask, what goes into the 1,000, or why has the amount or the rate increased? So you know the use of the hotel, they have their package per person. We took that into consideration. Then also Congress materials, where we have the provision of branded Gamls bags, the backpack. We have diaries. We have other things. It's a package that we are adding. And the 1,000 cedis, I must say, it is not near the actual expenditure per person. It has been really subsidized. So as I said, this is what the amount we have now, purposely for the sponsored. Then also, as I said, going forward, we may end up not pay anything at all or pay a little. When we took over office, I remember our first Congress was 300. And it's about 2-3 years ago. Things have, cost of living has now gone so high. So comparing that time or year to now, I think it is justified. Thank you. Then on sponsorship, I must say it's dependent. If luck sets in, we are able to get, last year we got around 100, a little above 100,000. This year, I can't give the figures. They are coming by, it's a bit slow. So it depends. When we are attached, when they are attached, they give. But there's a package. We have the gold, platinum, and it all explains the amount that is expected from a sponsor, whichever one they opt for. So for example, the gold, you may have 2 tables to come and exhibit your goods. You have time to interact with members, you give presentation, and so on. This year, we have some of the sponsors promising us some souvenirs, pens. Others may give notepads, but we are not done yet, so I cannot give you the figures or the actuals on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would love that we keep the questions short and the answering short as well, so we can get loads of questions to answer. Eric Asante, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Adole. Thank you for a good job done, and then also availing yourself for the 3rd time. Please, I would want to know, since the subventions for the regions are not coming, would you advise that the regions take their own dues or should still be taken by national? And then I also want to know if you are a signatory to the accounts. And then if somebody takes money without your consent, how is it accounted for? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you said if the subventions are delayed. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Eric. If you're still here with us, I think.
Eric, please. You said if the subventions are delayed.
Yes, the subventions, they are delayed. So would you advise that the regions take their own dues so that they can do whatever they want to do with it, and then the association can move forward in the regions? Since the budgets are now delaying, the regions are not able to do what they are supposed to do. And it seems everybody is saying the regions are not doing anything. Would you advise that the regions take the dues themselves, or it should still be taken by national?
Thank you very much. And I wouldn't advise that. The dues should be taken by national. As you know, the dues are not only taken to be given or disbursed to the regions. There are a lot that the association is doing. So it's a percentage that is given to the regions to work with. The delays, I must say, is no fault of ours. As we speak now, the last payment from controller was in April. So we are doing our best to make sure we bridge the gap. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Mokoko, kindly unmute yourself and ask your questions.
Okay, good evening once again.
Good evening. Please keep it short for us, please.
All right. Kudos, FS Extraordinaire. Thank you for the good job. So my issue is we cannot continue doing things the same way and expect different results. Congress is eating into our money. And as both of you said, yourself and then GS, we sometimes even incur debt. will you support the proposal that Congress should be done every 2 years instead of the current 1 year, every year? And then maybe have the annual public lecture that GS proposed on years that there will be no Congress. Or better still, non-election congresses, we do it strictly virtual so that we are able to, in a way, save money and then complete our diverse projects that you have per your plan. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a very good question.
All right. Thank you very much for the question. I think I will support your suggestion because Congress is really draining our coffers. So if we can do a year, in 2 years, we do our elections, then every other year we do the virtual one, I think it's okay. And what I would say is Congress is just around the corner. And I will encourage that members, as many as who will be there, both on site and online, will push for this to be tabled at Congress so that we take a decision on it, since Congress is the largest decision-making body. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sir Francis, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I want to thank our FS and congratulate him for the good work done and the good presentation. Please, my question is, I think, 3 points. The first one, she made mention of increasing the fund for the regional executive from 1,000 Ghana cedis to 3,500. I want to find out which period is it? Is it monthly, quarterly, or yearly? Secondly, she said she was able to increase membership for over 3,000 members during her administration. Please, I want to find out how she was able to achieve this aim, and then how she intends to add more when she is given the next opportunity. Then the last one, she also made mention of progressively free Congress registration. And then at the same time, she also made reference to the last 3 years Congress fee, which was around 300 and now 1,000 Ghana cedis. So gave reason for the increment. So I want to ask, then if so, how would the achievement of the progressively free be achieved? Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Madam FS.
Okay, thank you very much. So the subventions to members, I said that before we took over office, it was 1,000. And we increased it to 3,500. But you know, across the regions, the population of members are not the same, or population of membership are not the same. So we look at the population within the regions and distribute the funds. Then secondly, I'll touch, you are asking that since we advocate, so I'm saying that a free Congress will be free. It's possible. How are we going to achieve that? I must say the reason why it is possible is the Secretariat building. I mentioned in my submission that the Secretariat building, when it is done, will be our Congress venue going forward. We are not going to rent any hotel or any other place to organize Congress. So this will drastically reduce the amount paid, if not going for free. Please, your second question. Yeah, okay, increase in membership or the membership drive. Well, I must say, I did not do this alone or all by myself. I paid tribute to our union, MEGU. I think since their inception, they, together with us, were able to mobilize the membership drive and increase it at controller. Then also some of the regions, especially Greater Accra, were also empowered to do the Gamls Atu, where they also helped in bringing members on board. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There are some few questions on the chat. Some questions that are very sensitive. I'll advise that you write it to the neck. It was part of the ground rules, so I'm not going to read those questions out. So I'm going to call the next person, Eric Boedi. Kindly unmute yourself and ask your last question. Yeah. Enoch Boedi. Yeah, Enoch, not Ernest. Enoch Boedi.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Chair. FS, Serviceable FS, thank you for such a wonderful presentation and congrats on your achievements. My question is, during congresses, members who are able to seek for sponsorship from their facilities require receipt to their facilities. And in the issuance of these receipts, you charge administrative fees or administrative charges are taken from the members. Are we going to see same in your next administration? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I must say, I will not. Not because there was no need for that, but handling money comes with gains and losses. So those monies charged are used to make up for some of the losses. Then also we have some staff who come in to assist. We also use it to motivate them. That is what I can say. But I pray going forward, we may not do that.
Starting from this year.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your fantastic questions. And thank you, Madam FS, for the answered questions. And I want to say that well done to you and good luck.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator.
Thank you too. So the next on our list, the last presenter for the night is MLS Gamali Emmanuel Adraku, who is also aspiring to be the financial secretary. Mr. Gamali, you have 20 minutes presentation and 30 minutes Q&A. I know you're also going to share your screen. I'll be very happy if you share your screen now. Mr. Gamali, can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, please, can you give me a minute? Let me share my screen.
Okay, great.
Please, can Dr. Dolly, if you can close your...
Stop sharing, yeah. Mr. Dr. Dolly, can you stop sharing your screen? Stop sharing your screen so that Mr. Gamali can share his screen as well. Great.
Hello, please, can you see my screen?
Not yet. Mr. Gamali, are you still struggling? Great. Good. You're on.
Please, can you see the screen now?
Yes, please. You can see the screen. So your 20 minutes have started. Let's go. Mr. Gamali, can you please put your presentation on the presentation mode for us? When you go down, notes, comments, and then the next button, you just put it on presentation mode so we all can see your slides. Great, great.
Please. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Electoral Commissioner and the team, the moderator, Ms. Sandra Apiakubi, senior members on the call, all protocol observed. My name is Gamali Ajraku. With strong enthusiasm and profound sense of duty, I present this to you as my manifesto for aspiring for financial secretary. Then I call it, having served as our noble association in various capacities at national and regional level, I have gained invaluable insights into the challenges we face and the opportunity that lies ahead. My presentation will have a background, my credentials, visions, and deliverables, and then a conclusion. So who is Gamali Ajraku? I'm a Deputy Chief Medical Lab Scientist at Nandori District Hospital in Upper West Region. I have a 15 years experience as a laboratory manager and focus on quality and diagnostic service. I'm a peacemaker. I'm a team player, as well as I'm an external quality assessor, assurance assessor, and an adventurous, and then award-winning scientist. My career spanned a wide range of clinical and public health practice areas where my role include mentor for quality management system, EQA and for TB microscopy, HIV, as well as supervisor for gene experts, regional trainer and malaria supervisor, regional trainer and supervisor in malaria microscopy. And also I'm an infection prevention coordinator and trainer as well. My leadership and service with the profession. I'm currently a regional chairman for Upper West Region. And it was from 2018 to now. I was a organizing secretary. That was 2010 to 2013. And I'm also the immediate past vice chairman for Society of Medical Lab Managers. And then I was the chairman for Judicial and Disciplinary Committee between 2020 to 2023, and currently a member of Judicial and Disciplinary Committee. I also serve as a secretary that drafts the Code of Conduct and Ethics and Disciplinary Procedures that was adopted at the last Congress at our secretariat. I also serve as a voter electoral dispute resolution committee as the chairman, and also chairman for Constitutional Amendment Committee for Gamls. I also serve in a scientific and research committee as a member 2018 to 2020. And also I chair the Constitution Review Committee for Society of Medical Lab Managers. I also was a member of the Election Committee for Medical Laboratory Professional Workers Union that elected all the members of the various regions, and also a member for District Health Management Committee, where our West District, Chirapa District, and also currently Nandoli District, Nandoli Kaliu District. My vision is to secure the financial future of Gamls through diversified funding stream, strategic investment, and transparent financial management, ensuring sustainable growth and meaningful support for all members. By this, we're introducing innovative financial policies, optimizing fund disbursement, and eliminating unnecessary levies. I aim to reduce the financial burden on members while empowering the association to invest in impactful projects, research, and welfare initiatives that advance our profession. So what are my deliverables for the vision I have that will tie into the bigger picture of Gamls, vision of Gamls? Diversified fund mobilization, strategic investment planning, development of financial operational policy, timely fund release mechanism, realignment of the 10 Ghana cedi levy, free Congress registration initiative, creation of a well-resourced research arm, and ensuring transparency in financial reporting. And I'll touch on them in brief. So for diversified financial mobilization, I will introduce diversified funding stream through partnership, sponsorship, and fundraising events. And we'll collaborate with private and government sectors will be pursued to secure grants for key initiatives, reducing the financial burden on members while ensuring sustainable growth. Strategic investment planning. Moving beyond saving, I will advocate for safe, low-risk investment to generate returns. Investment will be carefully vetted by financial experts to ensure long-term financial stability for Gamls. This will increase the association capacity to fund impactful projects. And one of the investments which I have collaborated that you hear and see is the Secretarial Complex building ongoing in the Upper West region. This facility will have accommodation, conferences, halls, offices, entertainment, and sports facilities. This, when completed, will be a good type of investment, and this will a good type of investment that will generate revenue for the profession. And this, I will collaborate with MEWU to ensure we replicate some in the regions. Development of financial operational policy. I will lead the development of comprehensive financial operational policy to be approved by NEC. And I believe that this policy will guide the use and disbursement of funds, ensuring transparency and alignment with long-term vision of Gamls. Timely release of funds. Timely release of funds mechanism. I will implement and streamline system to ensure the timely and efficient release of funds for regional activities, congresses, and emergencies. I must say that without regional activities, Gamls is dead. And the era of receiving or delay, not receiving or delays of funds to regions will be far gone. As we speak now, I can confidently say, not all salvation that gets to the region, because out of 8 currently for the 2-year term. I think the regional subvention are just 4 that went to the region, not all that has gone. And most of the time, it gets the lead. I will ensure the subvention to the regions are also increased and have a standing order at the bank for quarterly subvention so that the moment money hit the account, the quarterly subvention will just go straight into the accounts without, the moment money hit the account and it's quarterly, money gets to the region without any delay. And this is what I'll bring on board in some of the timely relief of fund mechanism I'll bring. So this will prevent the delays that hinder smooth operation and encourage greater participation in all events. And I'll employ same to ensure other disbursements are done timely. Now, my next deliverable is realignment of the 10 Ghana levy. I will advocate for realignment of the 10 Ghana deduction towards welfare mutual fund for members. Let me make a little bit sense. Luckily, I was the chairman for the LOC at the time decision was taken at Jarapa, Dubai, for the 10 Ghana deduction. But at the time, Gamls was doing everything. But that is not the case as we have now. And so therefore, one of the challenges to the burden of the secretariat or the fund is about dedicated funds and a sound budgeting of which if this money that is allocated for the secretariat, we can channel it toward the mutual fund and then dedicate the money that we receive, the 2%, a certain percentage dedicated for the burden of the secretariat. So this web package will provide financial support in times of emergencies, illnesses, or other critical needs, ensuring members directly benefits. Free Congress initiative. Through effective budgeting and sound financial management, I will work towards providing free Congress registration for members. This will ease the financial burden on members and promote higher participation in crucial Gamls events. Creation of a well-resourced research arm. I will push for the establishment of a well-founded research within Gamls to influence policy and also make us enhance our visibility in the public. This research division will provide evidence-based insight into position of Gamls as a leader in public health discourse, contributing to professional advancement and policy change. Ensuring transparency in financial reporting as my 8 key deliverables. I will ensure full transparency in financial reporting, especially with regards to Gamls financial investment and welfare scheme. If I may ask the members on the call, when was the last time or when have we ever received a report or a financial report for Gamls? That is something we should think about. Members will receive periodic financial report detailing
Oh, Mr. Gamali, looks like we
my
can't
screen
hear
has
you.
gone off.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how it happened. Okay.
Is it working now?
Yeah, I think this. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, you can see the screen.
Okay, yeah. So members will receive periodic financial report detailing the use of funds and financial performance to foster trust and accountability. Gamli is a doer. And as I've already stated, I don't make promises without delivering. And this is an evidence of that. When I became a regional chairman of Upper West, I made a promise that you secure land and also ensure that we see today that we we built a secretariat complex. And as you can see in this picture, that is an evidence of that ongoing. So we secure land, donated this land to MEU, and collaborated with MEU, and MEU is taking up this and building this, of which we are also raising certain funds to help. As you can see, you have seen that our director, Chief Papo, came around and also they look at the project that is ongoing. So, if you vote me as your financial secretary, I am committed to advancing the financial strength and transparency of Gamls, with a clear plan to diversify funding, implement strategic investment, and ensure timely, efficient, and fund management. I will work tirelessly to reduce financial burdens on members while driving sustainable growth for our association. I firmly believe that together we can create a future where Gamls thrive and support its members through innovative strategies. I humbly call on you and ask you to support and vote, trusting that my vision and dedication will help move our association forward, ensuring that every member benefits from the collective progress we achieve. Let's build financially strong Gamls together. I implore you that you locate me on position 2 on the ballot. Kindly vote for Gamali Emmanuel Ajaku as your next financial secretary. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, MLS Gamali, for the solid presentation. And as usual, I'll have to ask my question first before other members of Gamls ask their questions. If you have a question, don't hesitate to drop it on the chat, and then we are going to read it loud and clear to everyone. So MLS Gamali, my question is, if I come to you as a Gamls member and I tell you to show me the expenses reports of the association, what would be your response to that? Me being a Gamls member, working up to my financial secretary, asking that, hey, Mr. Man, I want to see the financial or the expenses reports. What would you do?
Thank you very much, Ms. Sandra. In fact, it will not come to the time to even ask for the reports. These reports will be made available in a periodic basis. The financial reports will be made available to members on periodic basis. And I think that's what I will be this. And I will not have members will be asking for reports before reports come out.
Great, thank you.
There's nothing hidden about reports. So if your reports are fine, it goes out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too. Mr. Francis Aban, kindly unmute yourself and ask your questions.
Good evening, seniors, and a big thumbs up to my senior Sinagamali for the presentation. I served with Sinagamali on the board of Society of Medical Lab Managers when he was the vice chair and I was the financial secretary. He promised we have now our own congress, which is going to be free. In fact, initially I doubted that as the one in charge of finance, but he was able to prove me wrong by helping us secure funds to be able to do it. So it's going to be difficult for me to doubt his ability to organize free congress for Gamls. But my question is that we're doing so well for the society. You've helped us to be able to have quite good financial support and a lot of other stuff. Why didn't you continue serving the same profession in your capacity as the vice chair for the society, and now you are moving to Gamls to go and compete for another position there? Okay, that's just my worry. But for that, I have no doubt in your credibility. You have the record that you are going to do very good. But why did you leave the society and now going to compete for position in Gamls? Thank you.
Please, can I take it?
Thank you so much, Mr. Gamali. So let's take our next question from Abdul Latif. Kindly unmute yourself, Abdul Latif, and ask your question.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Madam Ms. Sandra Piakubi. Dr. Gameli, thanks so much for the comprehensive presentation. I have just a couple of questions to ask and understand. In your delivery, you mentioned about you going to develop a comprehensive financial policy for Gamls. What I seek to know is whether you have seen the current financial policy that Gamls has, and what are some of the loopholes or deficiencies or gaps that you have identified, for which reason you want to develop a more comprehensive policy. The second question borders on the issue of making Congress free. We'll all be happy if Congress is free for members. That would increase participation at Congresses. However, I have been on that seat before, and I know that currently Gamls has also increased the membership in terms of the numbers and then the funds that come in through dues and then other sponsorship. But what I would want to know is that how much does it cost to organize Congress? And how do you intend funding thus to make Congress free for everyone? And then finally, my last question is on the periodic reporting. You didn't mention how often. Periodic could be weekly, monthly, quarterly, or half yearly. So maybe you would want to clarify that, and then also tell us whether this is consistent with the Gamls Constitution, because as far as I'm aware, reporting according to the Constitution has to be done annually. I don't know whether there's been any changes and whether what we are proposing to do is constitutional, or you intend to amend the Constitution to ensure that reporting is done more frequently. So kindly touch on that and let us know how frequent you intend that to be done. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Gamali.
Thank you, Senior Latif. Yeah, so I take the first one on the development of policy. In fact, I'm hearing from you for the first time that Gamls has a financial policy. I've been part of NEC, but I have not seen any financial policy. And I've asked, and there's nothing like that I've seen, but probably I have not seen. However, I see that when we develop a financial policy that is comprehensive, it spells out certain indicators that enable us how to disburse funds, so that we can have certain dedicated amount in certain projects and certain things that we want to do. Money that you have, if you know that I have this money, that is what you budget for and that is what you use. So we make a certain dedicated effort to say, this is what goes into the administration. This is what goes into this. It is what goes into projects where in terms of in future can rake in certain revenue for that. So maybe I may have to later see you, because I've been in NEC and I've been in NEC with you. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. So probably I may link up with you on that one, but I've not seen anything like that. Secondly, you talk about the free Congress. How much does it cost to organize a Congress? Yes. If you recall, I've organized Congresses. That is the Giraffe Congress. I was the LOC chair at that time. There are certain factors or certain things that go into what the Congress to be able to determine the final outcome. However, if you ask me to give you exact amount, that might not be, because time changes and things that goes into the Congress at a particular time and how much you have bargained in terms of the hotel or other things, the souvenirs you are going to use and all that will determine what will go into that. However, I know that in putting all those things together, it is feasible to be able to do all those things. There are certain things you seek sponsorship for that, and that will be one of the key things to do in that regard. Then the reporting. What I know with the constitution is that it is the auditor report that is reported annually, but it does not prevent financial secretary to bring out a report, which is financial. This is the auditor report that is what in the constitution. I know that comes out annually, but for periodic report to members who know what is going on, I think it is something that can come out, and that will not go against what the constitution, per my understanding. Thank you. Over.
Great, thank you so much. Let's read some few questions on the chat. And, Mr. Gamali, kindly take note of the questions because I'm going to read two together and then you answer them accordingly. Okay, so Asilivi Collins saying, thank you, Mr. Gamali. I'm very thrilled that experienced personalities like you are giving up themselves to serve us. So he wants to ask, currently at GACD failed to credit account of association for many months now. If that continues, how do you promptly credit regional accounts? And question two, is there any financial misfeasance that you took note of with the current administration? Question number two from Elizabeth. Can you give us some details on how you will intend to fund the Free Congress initiative? So two questions at a time. Thank you.
Hello, please, the third question, I didn't get that one.
He said, kindly give us some details of how you intend to fund the Free Congress initiative.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so as I stated earlier, with the controller not paying as I paid, the thing is that, as I indicated, the regions are the backbone of Gamls. And so therefore, we need to create buffer in whatever we do, knowing very well that there are times we may have those challenges. But when we create those buffers, we will be able to ensure that quarterly, and with the standing order that will be at the bank, you don't need to now come and be signing anything before the money goes to the account. So as soon as it's there, it hit the various accounts. And I think the buffer will be able to, because that is why you need to ensure that there are such unforeseen circumstances, you create buffer to deal with them. Financial malfeasance. Yes. Of this administration.
Yeah.
Okay, so financial malfeasance, well, I want to get the question well, the way you have put it. I want to know exactly what he meant by this.
Hold on, let me.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so I want to know exactly if you say financial malfeasance.
Dr. Asilivi, are you here with us? Collins, can you please unmute yourself and explain your question well for Mr. Gamali to understand and then answer? Okay. Let's move on to Dr. Bright or Abdul Latif. Okay, Abdul Latif before Dr. Bright. So right after Abdul Latif, when you ask your question, quickly, Dr. Bright, ask your question. We can have two questions for Mr. Gamali. Thank you. Abdul Latif, can you unmute yourself?
Sorry, I just wanted my senior to complete the question I asked regarding the periodic reporting. I wanted to know how often that would be done. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bright, Dr. Bright, yeah. Can you unmute yourself so that Mr. Gamali can answer two questions at the same time? Dr. Bright, are you with us? Or he just left? Okay, Mr. Gamali, please answer Abdul Latif's question.
Yeah, so that will be done half yearly.
Okay, still on the chat. Still on the chat. There are some few questions here on the chat. So Dr. Mokopa is asking, that was a great delivery, senior. Please, can you explain to us in detail how you intend to complete the National Secretariat? Should you successfully divert the 10 Ghana Cedis Development Levy into Welfare Mutual Fund while ensuring timely payment of subventions to the national branches and chapters? Thank you. And the next question is it the audited finance statement that is done annually? Reporting on financial statement periodically doesn't breach GAM's constitution? Okay, so these two questions you answer and then we move to other questions. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Regarding the National Secretariat burden, so this is my proposal and this is how I think we will go about it. Currently, if you look at in terms of the membership and then that contributes, my proposal is that we have, the 2% is being deducted from us at on our pay slip, or that is the contribution that we made to GAM. If we set aside 0.5 of that, then it remains 1.5 that will be used at this. And then we know that that money is some money that is available for use. In that case, or we can even make it, so that's 25% in terms of the total, or we can make it 40%. So it's between 25 to 40% dedicated. So at any time money hit account monthly, that percentage of the amount goes straight into the development of the secretariat. And that way, if you have a contractor who is contracting for you, knowing very well that, oh, every month or at any time controller pays you, this amount is what comes to me. Probably they could even finish that secretariat for us in no time. And then when that happens, and as I talk about the comprehensive financial policy, that percentage that we have kept that we are using, we use that same distance. It doesn't come for us to spend, but use it for the investments that we have, the research that we have talked about. Use that to also ensure that we have a very well-resourced arm whereby we can do certain research and have that visibility and talk about public issue as well. So therefore, that is my proposal in using that amount, that percentage dedicated. And it's not something that we'll be spending. And we can collaborate with MEU just as it's in my region that this facility is being built, this facility that is being built. And when that is done, it's a good source of money that I can replicate in all the regions. So we know that this amount is there to help develop other regions with similar structure that is happening in my region. In collaboration with MEU, I think we can have that done in no time. And once one is done and is generating, whatever profits, whatever come from there is used to ensure others are also built. Thank you. And then, yeah, I think that was the only question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you too. Participants, okay, we have Dr. Jacob Obe here. Doctor, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
All right, thank you very much. I think with the financial buffer, it's a brilliant idea that if it's been done well, it will help the regions to, be able to get some funds to run their routine activities. My question here is that, Mr. Gamali, have you ever advised or suggest to this current executive or the previous ones on this financial buffers, since you were part of maybe a regional executive? And if so, what was their response?
Okay. Mr. Francis Aban, kindly unmute yourself and ask the question so Mr. Gamani can answer 2 questions at the same time.
Yeah, I think I asked my question earlier. It has not been addressed regarding the key roles he played in the society and helping us with our finances, and even helped us to organize a free AGM for the first time for all members, which was quite impressive. But my question is, why did he leave his service in the Society of Medical Lab Managers as the vice chair, and now he's competing for another position in GAMS? If he wants to serve the same profession, I mean, whilst the society was struggling to get members to serve, and he's so competent. There's no two ways about that. But why did he leave one arm and then go and serve and go and compete in another arm when the services was needed in the first arm? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Gamali, 2 questions at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So I think I skipped his question earlier, so let me just take it. Dr. Aban question. Yeah, so Dr. Aban, thank you very much. I think once you move on, it's just good that sometimes you allow others to come in other roles, in other positions to also contribute in a certain way. And I believe that it's not that I have left society, just that I'm still with the society. The current vice chair that we have is also a very good person. And I think, and he's also good, and I think things will work out there. But I think that the time has come, and I think that I want to move to other areas and also contribute in those areas as well. Thank you. And then the advice. Yes, so if you ask me whether I've given this advice before, it is something that I have said, but I will not say I have tailored it directly to maybe the financial secretary or listen, but I've made those advice privately to other people in terms of what creating buffer and all that. So I think that's by it was only noted, but I think action has not been taken. Thank you. Over.
Okay, great. Dr. Bright, I think you are here now, so let me give you the opportunity. Kindly unmute yourself, please. No, I think you left. Dr. Collins, I know you want to ask the question you asked on the chat, but I'll please advise that you speak to the moderator on that question, please. We don't want to be asking such questions here, please. Forgive me, please. We set some ground rules and we want to stick by it. Thank you. Prosper, kindly unmute yourself and ask your questions, please.
All right. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Madam Moderator. Yes, so I'm very much impressed about the presentation of our aspiring financial secretary and seeing the projects that is going on in his region, which is the Upper West, is a very good initiative. And he made mention that this project is in collaboration with MEPU, which I think is a very good thing. My question is to know, or for our aspirant to tell us, don't you think it would have been also appropriate for same vision to be deployed at the national level? What I want to say is, with the ongoing projects of our national secretariat, wouldn't it be appropriate for Gamls to also collaborate with MEPU in finishing up the building of the secretariat? And furthermore, I think he mentioned that as part of developing policy, he would want to probably devote 0.5% of membership dues to channel it to the completion of the secretariat. So if, for instance, Gams collaborates with MEPU, MEPU could also set aside 0.5%, making it 1%, which will be channeled to the development of the secretariat. So I want our aspirant to tell us whether he thinks this proposal would have been to the benefit of our profession, and if he thinks so, why won't maybe he advocates or any candidate aspiring to be the financial secretary advocate for that idea in the benefit of the profession? My second question, throughout the presentation, he keep on mentioning that he will ease the burden on members. I want clarification on that statement. What exactly does he mean to say he wants to ease the burden, financial burden on members? These are my two questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Mr. Gamali.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so rightly, as you have said, in fact, I thank you very much for the good point that you have brought out. But I will advocate that for the National Secretariat and the position we find ourselves, I believe that with sound budgeting and the dedicated amount for that project, we will be able to finish that particular project. And I will suggest that, advocate that Gams should take that project fully. And then we collaborate with MEWU to do the regional ones. So that whilst MEWU is doing the regional ones, by the time we finish the secretariat one, then we collaborate with MEWU and then continue to do for all regions so that all regions will be able to get that structure that we have. So that would be my take on that particular one. But GAM should, being our mother professional body, should concentrate and house everybody within the national level. But MEWU can be doing, and then once we finish, we come together, collaborate together, and have it done at all regional level. And that will be my take on that. Now, regarding financial burden and all that, you know, that is why we are saying that the 10 Ghana deduction that is being deducted, I know a lot of members had concerns about that. And they said those things to me. But however, that is already being deducted. Initially, my advocacy would have been in a different way, but I realized that no, already this is being deducted. So the best way we can go with this is to put it in a mutual fund that will be to the benefit for all. Not that we are still targeting that to the secretarial benefit, of course. As at now, we are not receiving that money, but we are building the secretariat. That suggests that if you dedicate a certain portion of our going there, we can be able to use the dues to support that and have the 10 levy into a mutual fund that will benefit members when they are in need and certain events happen. Thank you. Over.
Thank you too. Thank you so much. There is a question on YouTube. Wahine, kindly read the YouTube question for Mr. Gamali to answer, please. Wahine. Okay, so when Ohene is ready.
Hi,
Okay, great.
Sandra.
Okay, great. The question on
The
YouTube
YouTube,
for Mr. Kamani.
Okay, so that's Francis Kedia. She's asking what his quantitative definition of periodical means when he talks about the financial reports.
Okay, Mr. Kamali.
Yeah, I think I've said that already, and I said the half yearly. I said that in the reports, half yearly, we should be able to bring our report for members in terms of our financials. And I said that the auditor report is what is in the constitution, which comes annually. And it has a period that it should come so that members get to know and also read it before they come to Congress. And with me as your financial secretary, I will liaise with the auditors as early as possible to ensure that that report comes as per the way the Constitution has spelled it out. However, the reports, the mid-year reports for financials is not any constitutional in the Constitution. There's nothing like that that will be a breach when that comes out. Thank you. Over.
Thank you. The next question from Sebeneza Mensa Texan. Kindly unmute yourself and ask your question here.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Good morning, colleagues. I think our brother Gali has done very well. My question is on the free Congress registration. I think it's a good thing, but I would like to find out from him. We all have our vision as candidate hopeful. Assuming he's elected and then some of the other executives or some of the elected executives are not in support of this Congress, free Congress, what would he do? And then talking about accountability, most of the times we talk about accountability outside, but when elected, accountability becomes an issue. So assuming he's elected and then the other executives are also not in support of his periodic updates of members on the financial issues, what would he do? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the question. So in regards to free Congress, the point is that I will be the one to bring out the budget and defend the budget at NEC. And I'll employ on them. I'll be the same person that will go out to raise the fund, and I'll make the justification to them to know that, oh, okay, this is what has come in, and this is what will come. And we are not going to make losses. So I'll make all the justification, and I believe that regional chairs or NEC members that will be there will not see all those justifications and say no. They will not agree. Or a new member will see that and say no, they will not agree. I don't think that will happen, because the thing is that everybody fears that, oh, maybe there might be some kind of debt or whatever. But when we are able to do those justifications, I think that will not face any resistance. Again, the accountability, the periodic one, I will be the FS if voted into power. When you vote into power, I'll be the FS. And I think that I'm the best suited for the position as at now. Therefore, it is not that listen that, oh, this report cannot go out. I will be the one to bring out that, because that is not a report that should be signed by everybody. But this will be provided to NEC. NEO will have it, NEC will have it, and they will get to know that, okay, this report as it is, it will go out. And when that goes out, if an accounting system, maybe a region has not provided you with an information, somebody has not provided information, all those things will be captured. But what the people should know, it should go out. At any time it comes, you know that, okay, they have been able to do that. That way, everybody will be on it to make sure that if you have resources, you know that definitely reports will come out. If you don't bring your report, it will be made hot, known to members, and we will all be on the same page. So that I don't see the resistance there. When you see a good thing, you will not try to resist on that and on that. So I think I can assure you on that. It will definitely come out. Thank you. Over.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gamali, for the great submission. Let's take our last question from Nimyanani. Yes, kindly unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, senior colleagues. I think upon hearing my boss, I could realize his proposal to set aside 0.5% to reduce as buffer for projects and all other policies he's bringing out. The main interest is not to collapse Gamls financially in the near future or in the future. So relating to this free Congress thing, he just answered and raised a concern that he is going to prepare a budget and defend it relating to raising funds. And mostly raising funds actually is kind of getting support or kind of getting sponsorship from donors, or let's say so, depend on donors. What if say, depend on donors is not automatic. You can write proposals and several times. What you need, you may not get it. And upon considering, let's say, because we're making it free, we are hoping to get about 1,000 participants. And taking this year's Congress as an example, for 1,000 cities per participant and 1,000 people or 1,000 congregants, obviously, Gams may not survive that year. We are going to run some negative budgets that year. So what do you do in case we don't get that funds we suggest to raise and all these projects ahead of us? And look at the budgets concerning one particular candidate or one particular delegate, and considering the number of delegates we are going to have, what will happen? Does it mean at that moment we will try to, in a way, massage the system so that we will pay little, or we still stand by free because we promised it? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Gamali, just answer your last question and then we proceed.
So thank you, colleague. Yes, so the Free Congress, I have done it somewhere and there were doubts, all right. But the point is that you will need to what? Raise a fund, depending on how you are going about it. And that will reckon whatever you need to use in terms of that. And when it comes to the participation in Congress, you see, the Free Congress is also will ensure that anyone, wherever you are, if you are on Zoom and all those things, you'll be able to partake in activities of GAM. And for look at, as we are going for this Congress, if it is Free Congress, anybody on Zoom who has registered will be partaking in voting. But here is the case, some people might not get a chance to vote because they might not be able to register. But if it is free, it cuts across. And however, it depends on what you are asking for this, because the items that goes into Congress, if you look at it, if you are talking about 100 participants and 1,000, it depends on this amount is quoted based on certain things. But it will have, it depends on the negotiation you go and make at certain maybe the hotel you want to use and all that. It will bring all down more than even this. We are talking about what? I'm talking about what? Advocate and ensure that if we collaborate, Secretariat is ready, or the collaboration at Upper Way, the burden is ready. We may come here and have our Congress, because the conference for here is about 500 to 600 capacity with a double of accommodation. So we can come here and have our Congress, and that will reduce most of these expenditures in that we are talking about. So it is about how you are looking at it and this. So for me, this is something that we can easily achieve, and funds are there. It's because sometimes we have a number of our people that are
Mr. Gamali, I think your network is terrible now. Yeah. Mr. Gamali, we can barely hear you. Your network is terrible now.
Listen. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Gamali. You totally went off because of your network. Please, kindly go over what you said again so that we can just draw the curtains down.
Okay, please, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Yeah, you were saying something.
It's better now. Okay, yeah, so I was responding to my Lele colleague that in terms of the participation that he's talking about, and I'm saying that it depends on how you are looking at it in terms of the things that will go in. And I said that Upper West is collaborating with MEWU to build a secretariat. If you have that thing done, probably our next Congress, we may come here and have it. That will reduce the cost drastically. We are building the National Secretariat. If it is done, we may probably go there and have it. That will reduce cost drastically. So it depends on what you are looking at for in terms of the cost that we are talking about. Our next Congress, we might not have the cost being 1,000, whatever. And the thing is that it's going to be free. And how you bargain at the various maybe hotel you want to do, and the suppliers or the sponsorship that you brought in will determine all this. So as for the free Congress, it is not new to me. I've done it in society with a certain huge number of participation. And I think that this is something that I can replicate. Hello?
Hello, yeah?
Yes, yeah, over.
Yes, okay. Are you done, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you so much. And I want to say a big thank you to all the candidates aspiring for the various positions. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for the solid presentation and your answers. Thank you so much. And I would want to call Ohini Jan to acknowledge some personality among us now. Ohini, policy court. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandra, for a great job done. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for holding on up to this time. Our number kept rising up to about 160, and then I'm sure some got tired, but we still have more than 2/3 still holding on. So thank you very much. The people I wanted to, I saw the president online, but it appears he's tired. Or is Dr. Abu still online with a different name? No. Okay. All the other members of NEO are now politicians. So that we don't give anybody undue advertisement here, we acknowledge all of you together. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Sandra, I think we can move to Chairman.
Yes. Some words for the Gamls president, Dr. Abudu Rahamani. Is Chairman here with us? Is the president here?
Yes.
Okay.
No, he's not. He's not in the house.
Okay, he's not in the house. Okay. How about the chairperson for a closing remark? Mr. Festus Kofi, EC chairperson. Is he also here with us to give us the closing remarks?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Festus, welcome.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you, Ohene and the team. Thank you, all all aspirants, and thank you, Gamls public, for showing up at this evening's engagement of manifesto reading for the aspirants of the General Secretary position and Financial Secretary position. I just want to say that I believe it was a good time, and members had the opportunity to ask the very pertinent questions for them to explain the very policies that they want to implement when elected. I believe that if we keep it at this pace, for the other aspirants, we would have a very good engagement. I just want to use this opportunity to thank everyone and ask that we tell others tomorrow it will be the turn for the vice presidential candidate, and we want to ensure that people can join more and ask all the very questions that they have. Thank you all for coming, and let's have a very good evening. Over, and thank you.
Thank you so much, EC Chairperson, for your remarks. And the closing prayer, I will call Miss Nadia. Nadia gave us the opening prayer and giving us the closing prayer. Wow. So, Miss Nadia, can you give us the closing remarks? Closing prayer. Is Nadia here with us? Oh, is Nadia here with us?
Hello? Sorry, it said that the host was not allowing me to unmute.
Oh, sorry. Please forgive me. Sorry.
Okay, all right. So shall we have the closing prayer then? Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for everything, and we thank you for bringing us to the end of this meeting. As we bring this meeting to an end, we offer our gratitude for the time we have shared and the knowledge we have gained, and the connections we fostered in the pursuit of enhancing medical laboratory practice through innovative technologies. We thank you for guiding our discussions, illuminating our paths, and inspiring us to think creatively about the future of our profession. May the insights and ideas exchanged during this meeting fuel our collective efforts to embrace new technologies, improve outcomes, and deliver high-quality healthcare services to those in need. Grant us the perseverance to follow through this commitment as we have made the courage to face any challenges that lie ahead. As we go our separate ways, may your blessings continue to guide us and keep us safe until we meet again. In Jesus' name I pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Amen. Amen.
All aspirants should kindly drop your presentation on your various regional pages. I think some few people asked on the chats that you drop your presentation slides on almost all the regional pages for people to read and then come to you with questions. So please do well to put your slide. At this moment, Mr. Gamali, I need to be your campaign manager. You did so well, and I think you're very experienced on the job. Congratulations to you in advance. All the best.
I'm grateful. Thank you. I'm grateful.
Okay. Ohine, are we all done?
Yes, please. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and see you tomorrow.
Great, sir.